I know Robert Saleh was a successful defensive coordinator for the 49ers, but that's not in the big chair doing the big job, where so far he's kind of been like a little bit of a weak link in terms of coaching. So here's where my fear for the Jets is. It's not just if Rodgers has an injury. If he has an injury, if any quarterback has an injury, it's really hard for the team to continue on with Super Bowl aspirations, right? That's one thing. But ask yourself, we're going to go through a whole season and Rodgers isn't going to say anything that might mess with the vibes. He's not going to do anything that might cut at the confidence of any of these guys. It's not possible that with the McAfee show and all of the cameras and how honest he can be at press conferences and all that stuff, that they're not going to have any snafus, because I find that to be impossible. There's going to be ups and downs of this season. There are ups and downs of every season. And they are taking so much of the vibe, everything, their confidence is all about Rodgers, that if he does anything to shake it, I don't think that the rest of the coaches and players on the team have anything to fall back on.
Maggie, you know that's a TV show, right? You know that's not what's actually happening in New York.
So who's the winner on that team who they're going to follow?
Well,
Randall Cobb?
First of all, everybody won in college. Quentin Williams probably won a title, I imagine, at Alabama. Garrett Wilson probably lost 2 games his entire college career. Sauce Gardner made a Final Four at Cincinnati. They all won in college. Saleh won in San Francisco. Hackett won in Green Bay. I don't know. They're all young.
They won MVPs in Green Bay.
Well, Hackett was the number 1 seed. He's won a lot of football games.
Yeah, but not what the Jets are trying to do here.
But there's nobody on the Jets who knows the losing Jets either. Last year was kind of a weird year. At least they got 7 wins. This is an all-new team. I don't think they have a lot of the old Jets around. It feels like there's different Jets. That being said, just because Aaron Rodgers was on camera for 75% of the last Hard Knocks episode doesn't mean that he is permeating 75% of the meeting rooms in New York. Obviously, the team has a defense, first of all, that I know they had a couple clips of defensive guys talking about Aaron Rodgers, but it's totally separate from him. And their offense, of course, they need Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think this vibe thing is an issue. I think, if anything, I thought you were going to say that you expected them to be even more of a Super Bowl favorite because Aaron Rodgers is so psyched about this team. Honestly, I thought it came off great. I thought Aaron Rodgers came off amazing.
Well, obviously.
And I don't know. It doesn't change the way I view this team. Of course, Aaron Rodgers injury away, but what do you think he could say? What's he going to possibly say that's going to bother anyone? They obviously love the dude.
Yeah, I know. I just think that if you don't have like a sense, when you're looking to someone else to instill confidence in you, they can help, but that's not sometimes the real thing. You got to really feel it. And the defense was really good last year, and the offense was atrocious. But they were really good last year on the defense, and it didn't mean they were a playoff team. So, yes, the defense is good. They'll have another year of experience, although, I don't know, EJ, you're a Jets fan. Samter, you're a Jets fan. Did you pick up on that little tiny thing where Quinnen Williams said his knees, he can't sit at a Broadway show because his knees would stiffen up? I'm like, dude, you're like 25. You should be able to sit at Broadway.
Hopefully the ink's not too dry on that contract.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just gave him $90 million or whatever. But let's listen to a little bit, right? Because this was a little of last night. The fandom of Rodgers' teammates towards Rodgers is pretty insane. Mecole Hardman is now on the Jets, and this was him talking to Rodgers about how much he looks up to him.
It's crazy, though. I really was 7 years old. I was this tall.
You're aging me again?
Yes.
For sure.
Not aging you, but showing you how great you is. That should be like a technique, like how great you really is. Because I watched you my whole life, basically.
You're 25?
I'm 25 years old. I can't wait to tell my son, hey, this guy right there, I played with him.
Okay. That's, first of all, Mecole Hardman obviously knows how to win. The dude just won a Super Bowl.
I was going to say, that's the one guy. He's fanning out Rodgers. You just played with Patrick Mahomes, who's probably going to go down in history as being better than Rodgers. Tell your kid about that.
Now, that not only was that guy not getting confidence from Aaron Rodgers, was he slightly dissing Aaron Rodgers there? That felt like...
Not on purpose.
I felt like he was accidentally screwing with Rodgers. Rodgers looked at him like, man, all right, back off. Okay, I get it. You're young. He was age-shamed about 45 times during the show.
Yeah, he was.
But then Mecole Hardman didn't just say that I was a kid when you were playing. He made it sound somewhat older by saying, I can't wait to tell my son that I played with you. Like, I don't even quite know what that means.
He's going to go down in history.
Aaron Rodgers is like, all right, man, I get it. All right, I have grays in my beard, whatever. But then, that was, I think there were 5 references to how old he is. which I did not expect because I don't even think of Aaron Rodgers like Tom Brady. Tom Brady was old. Aaron Rodgers is turning 40.
I know. It's just a little bit more of a reminder here. I mean, listen, Brady's the exception. Maybe Rodgers will also be the exception.
Do you think Garrett Wilson gets his confidence from Aaron Rodgers? Because I think I know where he gets his confidence.
Where?
Those $1,400 glasses. Garrett Wilson's glasses game.
That's what you took away from it?
Oh, I'm obsessed with Garrett Wilson's. First of all, he won Rookie of the Year without Rodgers. So I think my point is that they do have a lot of young guys. I totally see what you're saying. Rodgers in the past, I think, has screwed things up with chemistry. I totally agree with that. But I do feel like this Jets team doesn't know any better in the sense they're so young that I feel like they're a little oblivious to all this.
That's all well and good, but you have Super Bowl aspirations.
Yeah.
So Aaron Rodgers isn't there. Like, they're painting it like he's there to be a mentor. And I think he is doing
that part
right?
was
Which is
ridiculous.
Great.
That part was so over the top.
Listen, I like that part. It's a little over the top.
That felt artificial. When he's coaching Zach Wilson, I'm like, oh, man, Hard Knocks knew that was coming.
I think Rodgers loves an audience. And there is nobody who has to hang on every word more than Zach Wilson. So he might as well be there with a notebook, just like taking notes on everything he says. And I think Rodgers loves a captive audience. He seems like that kind of guy to me. Like, sit next to him on a plane, all of a sudden, it's like, guy won't shut up. Anyway, Rodgers, that's who he reminds me of. Anyway, the thing about the mentorship and all of that, like, that's all well and good. But Rodgers isn't with the Jets for his health. He's not there for a first-round playoff exit. He's not there for any of that. He's there to win a Super Bowl, right? He's there to shove it in the face of the Green Bay Packers and say, look at what you did. You drafted Jordan Love and replaced me. I won 2 MVPs. Then I went to the freaking Jets, and I won a Super Bowl there, and they hadn't won since 1969. That's what he's about. So the mentorship and stuff is awesome now. But once you get into the actual games, that's when you have to try to win, and you must win if you're Rodgers. And I think his patience is going to run thin if guys don't get in line or if there's any, when the inevitable speed bumps come.
I hear you, but listen, he obviously he's not his first rodeo. He's been doing this in Green Bay forever. He knows how to win regular season games. Playoffs, different story. I just think that this team, everything seems fine. I don't worry about it. I don't disagree with that characterization that Rodgers is going to talk your ear off on the airplane. I feel like right now he's probably the coolest person in sports. He just feels like he's a combination of Tom Brady, the quarterback, with Dean Martin, and like he's like the Rat Pack of quarterbacks. Like everybody on the team,
is that why?
All of them in one.
Because of the recreational drug use?
Well,
it is a cool handshake he has with Sauce Gardner.
He's got the cool handshake with Sauce Gardner with the joint.
Index finger to the thumb down, like smoking a joint.
He's funny. Got that. There were all these clips of these young players being like, oh, my God, not only is he Aaron Rodgers, he's cool as bleep. I can't say the word. Everybody was like, wow, he's cool. And he's just got this like sort of laid-back, ayahuasca-infused personality that everybody seems to love right now. I feel like he's on cloud nine. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he looks cool, but also the Jets haven't been cool in a long time.
So?
Well, I'm just saying, it's not like the bar's that high. No offense, Jets fans. I'm just saying.
Seriously?
Sorry.
No offense.
When was the last time the Jets were cool?
Rex.
Cool.
Yes.
That was a decade ago.
So?
Yeah, actually, Sam Darnold and Sanchez were taken out on a lot lot of high-end models. Does that
Sam
count?
Darnold? Getting mono?
Yeah, he
what's
got the
cool
kissing
about
disease.
mononucleosis?
Monos,
it's the
Sam
kissing
Darnold
disease. It's
kissed every young celebrity in New York City.
He ended up missing like 6 games.
Just like the beard, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and all his ice and everything. He was all right.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's someone who is like, he's just lasted so long, he's cool. There's no actual cool bone in that guy's body.
He's super cool. Remember
was at a Bills game? That was awesome.
Yeah, and by the way, like, no, not doing that. Bills gave him $50 million, by the way, and then he sucked. So, no, can't get that money back or those losses.
Do you guys know that I got mono in college? And I say that because I said it once on the Dan Patrick Show. Got all floods of hate mail. Oh, Perloff was kissing girls in college. Isn't he cool? I didn't mean it as a humble brag. I actually got mono in college.
Is getting mono a humble brag?
Yeah, that's how people perceived it. Like, yeah, then everyone's like, ooh, Perloff thinks he hooked up with a lot of girls because he got mono in college, which is not how I got mono.
It's not a lot. It just takes one, right?
Yeah. But Sam Darnold, I think, when he got mono amongst the bro community, it's like, oh, yeah.
Wait, so hold on. It wasn't from kissing a girl. How did you get it?
You can get mono all sorts of ways, by the way. And I might have been kissing a girl. I mean, I was 20 years old. I hope I
hope there were a couple nights in there.
Trust me, I did not get in high school. I can guarantee you that. That I can factually tell you.
Oh, man. Actually, my brother got mono in college the first 2 weeks he was there.
Yeah.
Like, we dropped him off, and then he was home for a month.
Mono.
Like, all right, let's try this again. Drop him off again.
Mono is the worst.
Never got it.
Yeah, but...
Got very selective.
I hope this isn't a controversial statement. COVID, mono, same exact thing.
What is it?
COVID and mono are the same exact thing. I had every mono symptom all over again.
No, but mono's not deadly.
No. But I'm saying the way I got COVID.
The way you pass it from one another.
Well, you know how COVID has 14 varied symptoms that make no sense and don't fit together? That's completely what mono is. It's like, I'm just so tired for weeks on end.
Still living off that mono in college humble brag. 855-212-4CBS.
I also got chlamydia. I'm joking.
That woke up our intern.
I'm joking. I'm trying to see if this thing is working.
Well, that's a rough 24 hours or 48. I don't know.
All at once.
You know who we should bring in? Let's bring a caller into the situation. 855-212-4CBS. Jeff in Pennsylvania had a thought about Aaron Rodgers. Jeff, how are you doing, dude?
Hey, I'm doing well, guys. How are you today?
Doing great.
So what do you guys think that maybe this is just all about Jordan Love really, really upset him, and he was willing to just do whatever he wanted if the Packers weren't going to get rid of him?
Yeah, I think this is all a reaction to Jordan Love. I think a lot of it's a reaction to Jordan Love. Is that what you mean?
Not to Jordan Love, the person, the pick of Jordan Love.
Yeah, just the pick of Jordan Love,
being drafted, right. What if Rodgers is really just cool, and now he's able to kind of let loose?
Oh, like he's been cool the whole time? And he's been hiding it?
Did we really hear much about Rodgers other than he's just similar to Brady and he wants everything perfect, but we never really heard horrible things about him. He just wanted things perfect.
Right. Maybe there was
unlike Carson Wentz.
We had to bring Wentz into it. I mean, polar opposites there, Jeff.
Perloff, maybe you just have to accept the Eagles were good and the quarterback just didn't need to screw it up because Foles and Wentz both did well, left the Eagles, did nothing.
There you go.
Maybe it's just the Eagles are a good team.
So you're saying, okay, I think I get what you're saying.
Jeff, thank you for the phone call. Jeff hitting a lot of lily pads there we can jump to.
Yeah, this Rodgers thing, I got to tell you, Rodgers to me has always been a seeker, but it's getting much more open now because he's gone into astrology. He's gone into the ayahuasca. And I don't know what other drugs he's doing, but it seems like he's a fan of
it's safe to say marijuana might be on the menu.
Solutions.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, though, my experience, I think I've told you this with Aaron Rodgers. One time we were at a Super Bowl set, and he sat down next to me, and we were waiting for the segment to start. He goes, hey, and he asked you, so got anything good for me to watch on Netflix? He was just collecting Netflix shows, which is like, I know it's super, he's kind of like this, he's kind of one of us in the sense that, like, I think he likes the same things we all do, like interesting shows on TV and different theories. I mean, we sat and debated aliens the other day for 20 minutes.
Or how the world's going to end draft.
I don't think Rodgers is much more complicated than it seems on paper, but I could be wrong.
I mean, I think he's a human being. I think he can make small talk. I think he's got charisma. I think he's charming. I think he has all those things. I also think that he is reveling in being like he and Hackett know the offense. So everyone has to come to him. He's teaching everything. I think he likes that. But when it comes down to now winning time, the teaching's got to be over and the execution has got to happen. And I'm wondering if he's going to be as even-keeled because look at what's going on. Everything's on his shoulders. Someone else might get blamed if they don't win, like Salah might be gone or something like that. But everyone knows that's ancillary. He's the franchise now. And so with Super Bowl expectations, even more so than I think than in Green Bay. Like this is a chips all in the middle of the table move. And if it doesn't work out, I could see him calling people out on it.
Well, last year, though, we didn't know. He never really called people out after the season started much, did he? I mean, when they started off Christian Watson dropped that bomb in week 1. I don't feel like Aaron Rodgers whatever was happening behind the scenes didn't percolate in front of the camera. He kept saying, I want to play until we're mathematically out. Then they got hot at the end of the year. I don't remember him ever imploding or hurting the team.
I don't know how much confidence he was instilling in those guys.
Yeah, but they got super hot towards the end of the season. I've got to credit Rodgers for that. They were so young. I mean, listen, Christian Watson was a different player by the end of the season. So I don't know. Rodgers, I'd credit him for that.